Namaste programs, welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator. This is leg 3 of the Alaskan bush trip. A very nice viewer offered me a suggestion of maybe putting the map at the beginning, which is a great idea. I'm not sure exactly, there's no easy way of doing a really sort of Google Images kind of map, but I thought I might just bring up the VFR map. So we're going from PACS to PAKF today. That's what we're doing. That's useful. Let's get going. Thanks very much, viewer. I won't, because you messaged me privately, I won't say your name, but if you want to leave a comment below, letting everyone know who you are with your great ideas, feel free. Oh, a little bit of a stutter there. Come on, game. Alright, so we want 45 degrees for 4 minutes and 7 seconds. Let's start our clock. Look at this view! Wow. Alright, riverbeds. Take off from Cape Sarychev and head northeast over Red Hill towards the shoreline. That's probably Red Hill right there, yeah? As you pass Pogromny volcano to the south, look for Tar Heel Lagoon on the coast and follow the riverbed that etches its way inland towards the east. Well, I don't know why, but even though the controls are set correctly, my external camera is backwards. It's meant to look left when I press left, but it's looking right when I press left. Oh well, we're just going to have to get used to it. I've changed the settings. The settings are correct. So I'm not sure what's going on there. Game's having an issue. Now, of course, when I went into the settings, this is all messed up. There we go, we can fix it up again and continue on our way. Alright, I think we can probably power down now. Alright, so now nothing's working. Bear with me, the whole control scheme has been completely and utterly reset for some reason. I've had to fix a bunch of things. So there we go, I think we're good. I've literally had to put the left and right backwards. So I don't know if I've never noticed that before, but external view look left, I have it set to right. So weird. Weird. Could just be a bug in the actual wording of the things. Let's keep going. Of course, now I need to reset this again. There we go. My goodness. Technology, Ming. It's having a 2020. Look at this incredible mountains just popping up in the middle of nowhere. Now I've trimmed the wrong way. There we go, that's better. I'm just not on it right now. The technology's fighting me, my brain's fighting me, everything's fighting me. And where were we headed? The riverbeds. Well, that's right ahead of us, right there. So at least we're heading in the right direction. get the clouds blocking the sun, which is awesome. We'll be out in the sun a little bit later, I hope. But for now, making sure we're not getting sunburnt. Crazy black riverbeds here. They are impressive. We've got purples and greens. I wonder if the purple was just when it was photographed. Weird, maybe it was photographed at dusk or dawn, you know? Maybe it's just purple. Like red's in the river there as well. Amazing. Amazing landscape. Alaska, I had no idea. I thought you were just covered in snow. Alright, now we're 86 degrees for 3 minutes 34. Reset our clock. We're headed to Mountain Ridge. Track the riverbed east until it begins bending towards the north side of the nearby volcano. Yeah. At the point off to the east, a ridge should be visible between two mountains. Make your way towards it. Which one's the well, I guess they're all volcanoes, but, you know, there's one in the background certainly volcano-ish. These ones in front as well. Maybe it's just one giant caldera, I don't know. We'll find out as we get closer, and we're heading to that ridge there, I think, that's between those two peaks. And I think we're probably, let's see, just high enough. Don't know, well, we're high enough that if we have to gain some height, we will be able to, I hope, in time, before crashing into the side of the mountain, which is not an ideal circumstance. Look at these mountains, incredible. Now, oh, look at the purples in this. Wow. Whoa. That can't be real, can it? That's just some kind of photography. It was just photographed when the sky was purple. Although, I mean, you know, purple skies and orange skies at dusk or dawn are generally due to smog, aren't they? And I don't imagine there's that much smog up here in Alaska. I might be incorrect, but it looks pretty bereft of major cities. Alright, I see this ridge now. Bob Ross would be happy. Yeah, I think he lived in Alaska, did he not? For many years, and that's where he discovered his love of drawing mountains and happy little trees. So yeah, Bob Ross baiting right here. Although I'm not sure if he ever put an aeroplane in the middle of it, but why not? Aeroplanes need friends too. Look at this lake that's appeared behind this mountain. Incredible. I don't know about this first bit of lake, but that second lake's definitely a caldera of a volcano, so... Right, we have reached Mountain Ridge. We now want 37 degrees for 2 minutes 28. East Caldera Lake. From the ridge, head northeast across Fisher Caldera, first passing over West Caldera Lake until you reach the southern shore of neighbouring East Caldera Lake in the distance. Wow, they're all calderas. Wow, this lake, these forests. Spectacular. Amazing. So amazing, I'm in another accent for some reason. Oops, I dropped my controller. Oh man, I'm having a day, that's for sure. Oh, the 17th of the 12th, 2020. Well, I'm just going to call this the 20th of the 20th. I'm having a 2020. No sign of roads or anything, which is good. Untamed natural beauty is always, well, preferable in the real world. In this sim, you know, I don't mind seeing the odd city and whatnot. See how the algorithm has rendered it in. Get an idea of how people live, you know. Always been my favourite pastime when flying, looking out the window at just like, hey, look, all the way down there, there's like one ranch in the middle of fucking nowhere, especially flying over Australia, for example. And it's like, what? Who lives there? What do you farm? Or what are you doing there, bro? Or broette? Why have I... So what have I done to my plane that means I'm now descending very quickly? Having dropped the controller. Everything looks right. Have I... Oh, I've put the flaps down. There we go. Mystery solved. You drop your controller, the flaps go down. I don't know why they didn't rip off. We're well and truly way too fast for the flaps. But we lucked out there. I think I need to gain some height again. Would be a good idea. Alright, we've arrived at East Caldera Lake, and now we want 63 degrees for 1 minute 29. Opposite shoreline. Cross the waters of East Caldera Lake to reach the northeastern shoreline, just as we come out of the clouds. And this lake has gone completely, what, snowy? Iced? Is it the time of year? Oh, it's just this lake here. Okay. Is that the algorithm doing that, or is it just the picture of it? This was photographed in winter, maybe? The other one wasn't? Or is the game trying to do real-time weather and going, oh, it must be freezing cold there. It's the middle of winter in Alaska. It should be frozen lakes. I don't know. I guess all the lakes would be this. It must just be this lake was photographed at a different time. Although the fact that you can see the reflections means that it's being rendered in that way. What are you doing, algorithm? What are you doing? You're doing the right thing for this lake, but not the other lakes? Come on, algorithm. Alright, we're nearly at the opposite shore. Alright, we're turning to 73 degrees for 5 minutes 21. And it's the Shishaldin volcano. Continue east, begin to find your way up the southern embankment of Shishaldin volcano. Alright, well, a good thing I'm still climbing after our flap debacle. I think I'm probably high enough. I'll get to about, yeah, 4,000, maybe a bit higher. Maybe we'll leave it there. Let's level off. Reduce our power so that the engines don't blow up and explode. That would be embarrassing. Not to mention you have to restart the whole thing if that happens. Thus, it would be a waste of everyone's time. Well, my time. You wouldn't see it, I would just redo the video, right? For all you know, that's already happened. It hasn't, but maybe it has. You don't know. Been lucky. I haven't actually... I think once on maybe the Balkans bush trip, I didn't realise I was going too fast, or no, maybe not. It was something else. It might have been one of the discovery trips. I didn't really get a hang of the plane initially, and then it was going too fast, and I had to restart that. But I think so far on the bush trips, I guess these planes are a little bit difficult to overheat because they're designed not to, but have run out of fuel a couple of times. In fact, we're probably close to running out of fuel and doing the science of changing our fuel tank here, which will be interesting. Because I think that happened about 53% fuel or something like that. I could just refuel completely, but you know, for immersion's sake. Alright, so we've done 2.5 minutes of our 5.5 minute trek to this incredible volcano. Let's look at it. Wow. All covered in snow. I lost my volcano. I can't think of a lyric that rhymes. Oh no. Oh, that's terrible. That's terrible. That's it, we're shutting it down. We're shutting it down, no more singing. Amazing. And the snow just peters out, and then you've got basically beaches, you know. Set up a ski and beach resort here, like they do in New Zealand. New Zealand, you can go from the top of whatever that mountain is in Queenstown. You can ski in the morning, and then just drive down. I think it's like an hour and a half to the beach, and you can surf. Sure, there's other places in the world that you can do that, but hey, New Zealand's famous for it. There's skiing on Mount Fuji. I suppose that would be similar. That's a pretty tall mountain, not far from the coast, so... Interesting, interesting. Although I don't know if you can surf here in Alaska. It might be pretty cold most of the year. Don't know. Who knows? Not me. I'm sure plenty of people know. I'm not suggesting that it is arcane knowledge that humanity hasn't managed to figure out. It's just me, I'm a dumbass. What are we looking at here? 4.5 minutes done. We've got 1 minute to go. Again, a bit like Patagonia. What are these airports that are in the middle of nowhere? Are they just literally for people who are sightseeing? Who maintains those strips, you know? No one, maybe? Maybe it's just because it's concrete, it just tends to be okay, although if no one was maintaining it, I don't think I'd want to land there. I mean, what if there was, like, debris and shit on it? I guess you'd fly over and see if there is some, but you don't want to fly all the way there and find covered in debris and shit. Not like you can just hop out, get rid of the debris, and then land. again, this is information that is almost certainly known by many, many people and I don't know, and I'm speculating about it. Why? I don't know. Alright, we've done our 5.5 minutes. There we go. Just as I mentioned it, the purple line agrees. Next leg is 93 degrees for 2 minutes 53. We're heading to a riverbed near the base of Shishalden Volcano, just slightly southeast. After a short distance, look for a riverbed running south away from Izanotsky Peaks, another volcano lying just ahead of you. Okay, so a riverbed that's running away from the volcano. Are these considered separate volcanoes? I guess they are, but they'd be the same thing underneath, because what's creating these island chains, you know, like New Zealand, like Japan, like Hawaii, is an underwater, you know, bubbling of fucking lava coming out of the middle of the earth. While the plate shifts over it. So, I mean, technically, these are both created by the same hole in the earth, but are they considered separate volcanoes? Sorry for the silence. Just a wild grandmother appeared. Had to sort her out for a bit. Fortunately, the plane basically flew itself during that moment. But I'm back. We're headed to this riverbed. That must be it right there. Heading down to the ocean. Getting blown to the right here for some reason. Well, for reasons of wind and air movement. Right, just look at the landscape here and the different colours and the clouds. Oh, it's so pretty. Alright, we're 20 seconds away from needing to turn, or at least the timings from the navlog. We'll see what the purple line has to say about that. It is, after all, our Lord and Saviour. Here we go. Let's see, 156 for 145. We're heading to Shoreline Lake. Follow the riverbed to its termination point at the southern shoreline. It actually says at southern shoreline, but I'll add the that's missing. The. And there's the lake. Well, unlike the Patagonia one, these instructions seem to be a lot more correct. Maybe they fixed some things between when they made those initial 3 that came with the game and this one which only just came out. Who knows? Maybe I'm just flying them better or something. I don't know. I haven't quite figured that out yet. Whether it's something I'm doing weird, whether it's something with the purple line and the headings aren't quite correct, or they changed the headings at some point, but they didn't change the text. Don't know. But for Patagonia, I pretty much always felt like I was a kilometre or 2 to the left of where the instructions were suggesting I was heading. Whereas this one, I'm heading directly to this lake on the thing. I mean, you don't get more. The purple line is taking me exactly where the instructions said. So, although I don't know that I'd call this a lake exactly. A lagoon, certainly. I guess there's a bit of a beach and beyond it. It's really just an entrance to the water. Alright, here we go. We're turning now. 86 degrees. for 3 minutes and 3 seconds. Cape Lazareff. Head east and follow the shoreline on Unimak Bight. Fly around Brown Peak and over several inland bodies of water to reach the hill that ends this stretch of coast at Cape Lazareff. I'm going to descend a bit. I feel like I'm a bit high to be able to fully appreciate the... Look at that landscape though, it's incredible. Let's start dropping a bit. We got up a bit high to go around the mountain. So we're heading to this, well, this point over here, I guess. Just an incredible section of tiny little lakes and big lakes and green lakes and blue lakes and wow. Wow! As the kids say. Impressive. Cape Lazareff. Actually going a bit fast. Don't want to accidentally go into the red. It basically ends the session with a black screen almost immediately. It's a bit of a risk. Alright, I think I'm happy with that height, around about 2500, that'll do. Get our power back up, actually get our nose back up. There we go, and we've nearly arrived at Cape Lazareff. What, another 20 seconds according to the, but we were descending and going pretty fast, so we'll probably arrive a bit earlier than foretold. Maybe not, maybe not. There we go, yeah, about 6 seconds early. Alright, let's turn to 34 degrees for 5 minutes 34. We're heading to Peninsula. Turn slightly at Cape Lazareff and continue northeast up the coast, past Lazareff River and Lazareff Peak, rocky bays that lead to Otter Cove, and ultimately you arrive at the peninsula on the island's eastern shoreline, near Icatan. Alright, heading near Icatan. So, this must be Lazareff Peak. That must be Otter Cove over on the right. And I think we're heading to this peninsula up here, maybe. Near Icatan. Just incredible. Just huge valley or ex-glacier or something. It's just down from here. All of this has been carved out by water and ice. Truly magnificent. cute little lakes here and at the base of this mountain. What are we looking at? We're about halfway to, well, we've done 3 minutes or 5 minutes, so maybe this peninsula, it means, is actually on the other side of the cove. This must be Otter Cove. On the island's eastern shoreline. Yep, I guess that's over the other side there. Okay, well. I want to count our chickens before they hatch. Or before they cross the road. Before they burn the bridges and beyond that road. Cove, that's for sure. Incredible. Massive beach. You kind of have to wonder why there's no civilization here. I guess there's no... You'd be digging up for resources and stuff, and yeah, good. Would be the only industry to have around here. I don't know why it's not just tourism, you know? Surely people would want to like these areas and boat, jet ski, I don't know, it's probably too cold. Probably too cold, let's face it. It is very far north. Oh. What peninsula are we talking about here? We're about 30 seconds out. This must be the peninsula it's talking about. Not exactly a peninsula, I mean. You know, did it go to peninsula school? Does it have the right to call itself that? Well, I guess this whole thing's the peninsula. Maybe that's what they're talking about. In which case, it definitely gets to call itself a peninsula. It's a big boy. Or girl. I'm not sure what gender peninsulas are. In English, there is no gender. In French, I don't know what the French word for peninsula is, so I don't know what gender it is. So again, I'm just speculating on stuff I have no idea about. Regions unknown. While we wait to arrive at this next thing. We're now at nearly 6 minutes. We're 30 seconds late. Waiting for the purple line. We haven't arrived at the peninsula anyway. Probably change very soon. There it goes. Let's turn 325 for 3 minutes and 3 seconds. And this is the last segment on this leg. We're going to False Path Airport. A sharp turn will point you northwest as you travel along the waters of Icatan Bay towards Isnodsky Strait. On the western shore of the waterway stands False Path Airport, the next stop on your journey. I see. Oh, is that it there, maybe? Yeah, I think that might be it. Let's see what this has to say for itself. Yeah, there it is. That is it. Yep. That's definitely it. Probably power down a bit to lose some speed and height. As we arrive at the airport, if you can really call it that. Well, it's definitely a port for aircraft, but, you know, it doesn't look like there's anything around it. But again, why is that there? Who's maintaining it? How do I get that job? That'd be a good job, you know. As long as it had high-speed internet, little shack. The only job is to get up in the morning, clear off the shit on the runway if someone's coming in, say hi to them when they arrive. and get back to just streaming, making YouTube videos, and games, watching TV, living your best life. You'd go mad. Even I would go mad. You know, I'm pretty good with no people around, but you know, you gotta see some people sometimes. It's just kind of built in. You try and be 100% hermit, but at the end of the day, it doesn't always work out. Okay. Are we actually losing enough height? We probably are. Let's get our nose out there. See how we're doing. You know what? Bit early to tell. Bit early to tell. Are we dropping too steep? Are we going too far? Not sure. Looking pretty good actually. Might be actually a little bit too fast. I don't think we're dropping enough. I'm just going to pull all the power out. As I often mention, I rather come in short and then power through to get to the runway rather than the opposite, which means you miss the runway. So yeah, you know, my preference is to actually land on the runway. Strange preference, you might think, but you know, hey, it works for me. Yeah, we're not out to stall, so we're good. Coming in, like, there isn't even a road. What does this service, this airport? I love it. I love that it's just here in the middle of nowhere, but I'm trying to figure out why we're not dropping. The power's right down. Come on, plane. You can do it. 500. Bottles of beer on the wall. 500 bottles of beer. Alright. You know what? We're doing alright. Try not to land in the water, of course. Bit of power. Gonna need a little bit of power. Come in just ever so slightly short. Might have been too much power. Look at this. Imagine just, I mean, this is pretty spectacular in the game here, but imagine in real life. Alright, a bit much. Nearly stalled. Alright, there we go. Let's get to the runway. Get our flare on. Look at that lake next to the runway. That's fantastic. Okay, we'll just bounce a couple of times. Why not? And get our wheel down. We do. There we go. I am on the brakes. Look at the scenery of this airport. Say hi to the absolutely no one who's here, the caretaker, I guess. And we say leg completed. Excellent. That was leg 3, Alaska bush trip. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you can join me for the next one. Au revoir. Goodbye.